Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds. Lawrence?
You're listening to The Mean Geek.
Well, let's rock this shit, man. You ready?
Sure.
Let's do some shit.
You want to poop?
No. Let's make a podcast. Very good. Right, here we are. The Tech Jedi, the Reverend Mad Duck.
Bless you, fuckers.
Welcoming you to episode 12. We've reached a dozen of The Mean Geek. Comics podcasting on the edge of civility.
The far edge, apparently.
Way the fuck off. Available at www.themeangeek.com, iTunes, and Podcast Alley. And if two certain podcasters ever get off their asses that I won't name, we may even be on the Comics Podcast Network.
Now, you keep talking about that. What does that mean?
Well, I can't get an answer out of the fuckers, so I have to keep talking it.
Comic Podcasters
Network. Yes, it's a group of comic book podcasters that cross-promote and cross-guest each other. So that you can get more hits and eventually get someone to pay you for advertising on your site. Maybe. Some people don't do it for that, but, you know, whatever.
We're in it for the money, folks. Accept it.
Not even. This thing is never going to make dough. And you know it.
It seems like a safe bet.
So, we got a very short stack today.
Hallelujah.
And we're not going to go through that huge stack of trades. But we are going to do a slightly different thing. So, do you want to talk about the jokes first? Should we jump right in or should we go to the pile?
I can't believe that you have either of these things.
Yes, well, I read Wired a little too often.
So what are we starting with here?
We'll start with the pile. We're going to finish up our exploration of the quirky, strange, rather colorful, and over-stylized Superhuman Resources, number 4.
Yes, I read 2, now I've read 4.
Because 1 and 3 were just not available. I don't know if that's because it actually sold or they never got printed. So, I had fun. Don't drop your mic, man.
Drop the mic. Don't drop the mic, baby.
Did you dig this one any more than 2?
Honestly, it feels like Damage Control. There's some cute things about it. It's a light humor series. To me, it was fun, but nothing particularly special. The art styling is amusing. Everybody kind of looks the same unless they're an amphibian or a zombie.
Right. I'd rather think the guy is really shooting for, Ed, and Eddie here. He wants to be on Cartoon Network.
Ed, and Eddie?
Yeah, it's a Cartoon Network show.
Never seen it.
One of the worst ones.
Good to know.
Outright shit, really. But,
we apologize to all you Ed, and Eddie fans.
No. Fuck the Ed, and Eddie fans.
Huh?
We don't believe... It's civil! No civil! Civility, edge, right there. We're on it.
You're just mean.
Yeah, the mean geek, fucker.
It makes sense, really.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Alright, so Ed, and Eddie fans are bad, and Supernatural Resources is... what?
Mediocre.
It's better than mediocre. It was funny. You followed it. It just wasn't...
The only thing I really dug about it was Zombor.
You and your zombies.
Zombies are good. So how's your job search going, Zombor? Zombor need to work on interview skills. So, Zombor, I really like how you handled yourself at the holiday party. But what can you offer the Evil Alliance? Zombor have vast experience in Telephonics 3000 reception system. And Zombor can type 60 words a minute. Very nice, very nice. But we're really more interested in extensive flesh-devouring skills. This is a more psychotic strongman position. Evil Alliance need light data entry? Apparently, Zombor overqualified for position. Zombies amuse me. comedy zombies amuse me more. So, would you leave the moths alone and podcast?
I can do two things at once.
Not very effectively.
I can't do one thing very effectively, so... Look, go back to your male crush on Zombor. I'm listening.
There's no man crush on Zombor.
You would fuck a zombie, sir.
I would not even.
It's not quite necrophilia if they're moving. Have you found some sort of gray area?
Depends on how fresh they were.
See?
If it was like right after one bite, never mind.
You're a filthy man.
Now, if Plasmarella in here was a zombie,
fucker,
a very fresh zombie.
Nasty.
I might give a sequel series a go, but I really don't think I'd do an ongoing with this.
I don't think they have much to go on with. I mean, Damage Control went what? 3 miniseries?
Yeah, 3. Yep. That's all. That's all they got.
To me, this book is just a modern version of that, which was not a bad book, and this is not a bad book. It's just sort of there.
Yeah, that's been kind of my point. I was just trying to be funny. Not that it ever fucking works.
Well, once in a while I laugh at you.
Yes, that's at, not with.
Near?
Because you're a bitch.
See, now that was funny.
So, Batman Confidential 29. Rather revenge-driven story.
Absolutely.
Beginning of an arc.
Based on an earlier Batman Confidential story.
A little bit. Yeah, there was some throwbacks in there. But, Bad Cop, that's really the best they got.
Well, Maniac Cop was already taken.
Well, yeah, which was a really crappy show. But I like how the Joker influenced him the whole way through to get him to turn over the edge.
Very Silence of the Lambs.
Yes. Very multiple MIGs except for the jizz.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, work with me here, okay?
I've worked against you. I've been very clear on this.
Yeah, the Joker's fun.
No, I like Batman Confidential a lot. It has a really good tone to it. The art is solid. The writing is solid. I don't think Bad Cop is going to enter my lexicon of top Batman villains. But I'm curious to see where it goes. And
yeah, I don't think I'll be giving this up unless they turn it in some. I don't think I'll be giving this up unless it turns in some just whacked out direction as just like,
And we also see the first Montoya Batman Confidential appearance.
Yes. Although it's dubious whether she's actually alive or going to be for, well, she has to be alive.
Yeah, it seems like a
continuity would suffer greatly. But is she going to get out unscathed? That's a really good question.
Most people get out scathed, I feel.
Yeah, generally, scathing is what happens in most violent books. Is scathing actually a...
It is now.
It is now. Perfect. Very good.
Hi there. My name is the Reverend Mad Duck, as you already know, and we've just adopted the word scathing here at TheMeanGeek.com. Comic podcasting on the edge of civility. So next time you hear the word scathing in a sentence...
You owe us a nickel.
Just remember, you heard it here first.
Mark Waid, not quite getting out of the park with Irredeemable 2.
Irredeemable is very interesting. I do think, and that was an intentional folks, so don't judge. I do think there's a lot going on in this story that I'd like to see follow. I didn't feel there was much in this particular issue, however.
Yeah, it was all character development for the... for what's-her-face there.
The relationship and the...
Kaidan.
Yeah.
It was pretty much all Kaidan's character arc.
I mean, the first one you had his dead friend telling the story and the heroes and the revolution of the whole storyline.
Right.
And then this one you have, let's interview his girlfriend. it seemed like a step backwards. Mind you, the writing was solid, the art was good. It wasn't a horrible book, but I was hoping for a little more action and development in book 2.
Yeah, I really wanted to see more things happen. The backstory is nice. I'm glad they're getting it out of the way so they can just jump right the fuck into far more action-oriented stories. Because this guy is turning fucking evil.
Very.
He's losing his mind. His tiny little brain has just gone poop. So, I mean, how's he going to get irredeemable? We find out that he is last issue, but now we got to get the journey. How long is it going to last? What are the repercussions later?
And his storyline, of course, just reinforces the hi, I'm based on Superman.
Well, yeah. I mean, who ain't fucking based on Superman?
Humbug.
Besides him. I mean, that one's obvious. Come on.
Ambush bug.
Another bug. You got a bug thing.
Well, just...
You know what? Fuck you. If you can have a bug thing, I got my zombie thing.
I have no idea how to respond to that. That's one of the single dumbest statements I've ever heard.
Come on. You got a bug thing.
I have no such bug thing. I used 2 bug examples to prove a point.
There's obviously a trend there. Don't just stare, speak.
No, I'm going to stare. Folks, right now what you're missing is entirely visual as I glare AJ down. Oh, he's breaking, folks. I wish you could see this. Oh, and there it is.
I'm not trying to resist.
He wilts. Eventually, when we go video, that kind of thing, comedy gold.
So, what's with this multiple man back organization here where they're watching everything happen? Kaidan is reporting back that these suits here.
Well, I think the highlight of that, of course, is the spoiler alert that one of his major villains is involved in the capture or figuring how to defeat him.
Well, who else would do it?
Well, the heroes are trying, but they've teamed.
But they're heroes. They
with
don't
an
have the
evil
same
villain.
kind of. Oh, they don't have the same kind of malice to going after and getting them.
Well, apparently, he does, so they may. Who knows?
Well, it may develop that way. But he looks very British with the cane hanging off his arm and the T there. But his blank white eyes are quite disconcerting. I don't like them.
Because they remind you of zombies?
No. He's just blank. Zombies have white eyes because there's no more tears being produced, so all the dust scratches the cornea. He's staring again, guys. So it's not really the same. It's not the same at all. Don't shake your head. Don't do it. Just say something.
Run, folks. Run to another podcast, one that is zombie-free.
We're just getting somewhere with this thing. Don't tell people to leave. The hell is wrong with you? If you don't want to do it anymore, you say, H, fuck this. Yeah, see?
Edit at
1353.
Alright. So, no, I think Irredeemable is going interesting places, but this issue did not really slam dunk any of them.
Yeah, it didn't really push it forward that far.
What do we got next?
Well, inside of Irredeemable, we have the preview for Unthinkable. Do you think they're going to have a whole Ubble series at Boom?
I would love that.
Irredeemable, Unthinkable,
Unjugglable,
Unsinkable.
Wow.
What?
Unsinkable.
Yeah, well, what do I got, man? You're the fucking comedy genius here.
The unsinkable
I just
Molly
set you
Brown.
up, you knock them down, okay? That's our deal.
That's right. You are my T-ball, sir. The unsinkable Molly Brown, the comic book.
There's 4 people out of the 1,800 that have downloaded us by now that's going to know that reference.
And they'll.
And I'm happily one of them. Because you wanted that reference too. The second you heard "unsinkable," you're like, "Let me say it. I want to say it."
I did. You cut me off, and I waited patiently for 14 whole seconds to say that.
So they got this. The hell was this called again?
Unthinkable.
Unthinkable. So more terrorist stuff. The art seems like it's going to be usable. I hope it's just a straight up military adventure. I really do. Because I want one of those. I'm dying for one of them.
Yeah, well.
Well.
I did. You're dying for them. I don't have more on that. I do feel that straight action books in comic book form don't have long lifespans, so I would suspect that one of them will eventually have laser eyes or something.
Well, there's plenty you can do with military adventure. You just don't have to get twacked out with it. Just, you can bring in all the tech you want. Just don't bring in any supernatural shit.
Nah.
That's what you do. Oh, I do not want to see that in my army stuff. Right. Hawkeye, 2 of 5. Part of the Dark Reign banner. Old Bullseye running around in Clint Barton's old costume has killed several people. And, he opens up by killing several more.
You gotta give the man one thing. He is consistent.
He's utterly unchangeable. And apparently from the last couple of panels, he's a certified wackadoo as well.
Yes, he always has been.
Yeah, but now he's talking to himself in another costume. Oh, did you not know? That was a spoiler.
Yeah, but to be fair, once Colin Farrell has played you in the movies...
Where the hell else can you go but certified wackadoo?
There you go. No, I am definitely intrigued where this is going. I do feel that the whole I'm going to hire Bullseye and tame him was one of the dumber aspects of the Dark Avengers.
Old Normie really wasn't certain about what he was getting into there. He's going to have a lot of cleanup to do after killing that news crew.
But therein lies the point of this book, is blackmailing him into the next thing by clearing that up.
Right. The thing about Bullseye, he's a wackadoo. I can deal with wackadoos. Does he have to be malicious as well? Of course he does. He's a wackadoo.
There you go.
That's what I like best about the Joker. He's not malicious. He's just brutal and twack the fuck out.
It depends on his mood.
Well...
By the way,
when he was malicious, really?
People listening at home, could you define twacked?
Twacked. Cracked. Popped in the head. Insane.
Gee, Mom, I can't drink out of this. This glass is twacked. That's
uselessly retarded. How's that? You like that better?
I'm just curious. We hear a lot of twacked out here at the Mean Geek. I feel people should have their own lexicon.
Their own lexicon. Should we do a primer on our own, speech patterns for everyone?
Cockroach. And Franco goes
in where the others have been.
That's a Dirty Dozen reference, folks, that we have turned into something filthy. So,
if you're too young to understand the Dirty Dozen, you need to go to fuck out the Blockbuster and go get it tonight. Put down the fucking Green Lantern, take off the ring, hie your ass down to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video, whatever your choice may be. Even the mom and pops are going to have it. The Dirty Dozen. So, where were we? Norman starts cleaning up. It has a little press conference there. Gets a teeny bit of a what would you call it? Not quite a lambasting, but
he loses ground in the
actually
press.
He gets one sentence thrown at him, so actually that's nothing. Forget that. But he spins it because he's a spinner.
Actually, he's a goblin.
Well, goblins occasionally spin. They must, I guess. Everybody. You know what? Next page. So they're in the morgue. They're in the morgue, and Urich, of course, is muckraking as best he can. And he gets a little hint there about what's going on, so we know he's going to go investigate. Odds that Yurik will be gravely scathed?
Good, but probably not terminally.
Yes, almost certainly. Yurik's been around since, 63? 65?
They'll kill anybody.
Well, yeah, but, how often do they bother trying to think up death scenes for people like Ben Urich?
I don't know. They kill Aunt May every other day.
Well, yeah, but most of those are imaginary stories or magic because they don't have to explain it. Fuck you, Joey Q.
Hi, kids. That's what we refer to as bitter.
And why are we bitter? Because Brand New Day was one of the worst ideas in the comics continuum. It's almost as bad an idea as J. Jonah Jameson's father boning Aunt May.
Gem.
I want to take my eyes out with a spoon.
Next issue.
So, we like Hawkeye. Oracle the Cure, number 3.
I'm
Boy, did we
this
feel
is ending.
stupid on the second issue there, trying to figure out what the fuck the cure was. If we had read this properly, we'd have figured it out.
It's the anti-life equation.
Well, he needed the anti-life equation
To
so
make
he
the
could
life
manipulate
equation.
it. Yes. So, but I'm telling you, I've gone through this before. I've said it in many places, on the blog, in public. It doesn't matter what they do. They can't make computers exciting. When was the last time a computer was exciting to you?
Barring porn.
Barring porn.
I really can't turn my computer on without professional help. So,
And unfortunately, I've had to be that help.
so I did not feel strongly about the Oracle miniseries, and it ended its short but annoying posture with.
You know what they ended it with? This is the best they could come up with in the whole fucking thing. That's for Cheese Fiend!
That's true.
The fact that there was a character in here named Cheese Fiend cheesed me off. Come on, I'm trying to give you stuff here. Work with me.
I can't make fun of stuff like that. It ruins my reputation. All right? No, the Oracle book is just it's an interesting side project in the whole hunt for Batman's cowl. And I did firmly believe that the cure was going to be some sort of lean into a new bad girl. But instead we have the calculator bringing his daughter out of a coma, except it had nothing to do with the life equation.
Yeah, it got you absolutely nowhere. So,
The book was jackassery at its finest.
we put a big thumb up the ass of Oracle. Secret Warriors, number 4. Nick Fury, Agent of Nothing.
The reintroduction of Dugan,
That sounds
Gabriel Jones, and Jasper Sitwell.
It sounds more like a joke than, the dramatic title they really
Agent
wanted.
of Nothing.
Agent of Nothing. Hello, I'm Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And you can just see somebody in a press conference say, Agent of Nothing?
It does have a certain Austin Powers feel to it, unfortunately.
We start off in Katajuta, Australia, where Sebastian and what's-her-face have crashed their plane. And they find the mutant Gateway, who I haven't seen since
Or missed.
1990. Yes, kids, there were comics in 1990. I bought them, I read them.
You still have them.
I'm light years ahead of yo ass. So, Nick finally hooks up with Dum Dum, who, in the first few panels, he's like, "You're a douche now, Nick." And then he hugs him. Because that is the kind of dichotomy that is an Irishman.
First off, fuck you. Secondly, true. And thirdly, that's the male dynamic. Fuck you, motherfucker. How you been? Yeah, it sounds totally natural. My thing is that here we are, you have the introduction of the whole crew through the Avengers and whatnot, and Secret Invasion, the build-up of the Secret Warriors here of Nick Fury, and then he's like, oh, you guys didn't do that well in your first mission. Let me get some S.H.I.E.L.D. guys. Really? That's the book I've been looking for.
And then, of course, like teenagers, they go flipping around Nick's office. And maybe it's me, but I think Nick would be smarter than to let, his LMDs get found by a couple of teenagers, even if he did train said teenagers.
Well, be fair now. I mean, he doesn't have the accoutrements of S.H.I.E.L.D. anymore.
Now, do you remember what an LMD is?
Lollipops of Mass Destruction?
That's not it, although you'd expect them from Dugan. Dum-dums.
Yes. No, it's his fake robot buddies.
Yeah, what does it stand for? That's a little trivia for you.
Lifelike Mechanical Diversions?
That's really close. Life Model Decoy.
Close.
But it is kind of creepy to see various versions of Nick Fury in various stages of assembly and disassembly.
Apparently that's part of the S.H.I.E.L.D. retirement team, is you get a bunch of robot making kits.
And they're arguing over beers, because what else would you do? Kilimanjaro brand beer. You think there is some?
Christ, I hope so.
Yeah. You drink Kilimanjaro beer? Alright, kids. What he just did there was the standard Reverend, I'm going to look at you because you said something that's so horribly obvious you actually deserve a slap.
Patent pending.
They're even talking about massages.
Of course they are. No, I do like where the book is going. The idea that Nick is going to take some of the S.H.I.E.L.D. expatriates and use them against the Hammer guys, which of course include ex-S.H.I.E.L.D. members, so that you have, crisis of conscience, makes for an interesting storyline.
Right.
I just feel that the whole build-up of this book, when you start reading it, is like, oh, he's building this team, and then suddenly it's Nick Fury.
Yeah, suddenly you don't need the team anymore because you got the old experienced guys.
When's the last time a Nick Fury book sold?
Yeah, that's unfortunate too, because there have been times where I've really enjoyed the Nick Fury character.
Yeah, with the Howling Commandos.
The grizzled old bastard that just gets shit done.
Steranko shields, but the S.H.I.E.L.D. relaunches are usually rough around the edges, shall we say.
Yeah. And then they got this little interlude here with the Hydra leaders, and I missed it. I don't know who the fuck some of these people are.
They discussed them in the earlier books.
Well, I know who Madam Hydra is.
Right.
But what's this squiddy thing that doesn't speak English?
I don't recall his name, but he's part of a race or hive mind. Yeah, if you go back, they discuss, they identify all of them in the book. Viper, Madam Hydra is a separate character now.
Right.
The weird samurai dude with the bad glass. It's your standard, we're an evil corporation.
But I told our buddy Dan about the last page. He liked the idea. So what are you going to feel when you put a bullet in one of those men that used to work for you, Nick? Feel recoil. That's not a psychological recoil either. That's a 50 cal going up against your shoulder.
He's a sensitive fellow.
Now, here's one that I really can't decide whether you dug or not. I'm leaning toward a big fat no.
Good guess.
But it wouldn't be something that could be put past you as a potential enjoyable read.
No. I would have wanted to check it out. I freely admit that.
Lockjaw and the Pet Avengers.
Holy crap.
Searching for the Infinity Gems. I would never have believed That they, well, no, that's not true. They were always going to bring back the Infinity Gems. Who the hell am I fucking kidding?
They had them recently in Avengers Illuminati, too.
That's correct. But, poor Lockjaw. There's been a bit of change here and there with his origin. Because in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe all those years ago, they said he was in fact a human until he went into the Terrigen mists of the Inhumans to develop powers. And he came out fucking bulldog.
Yes, but if you recall...
And now they're saying he was always a dog.
Yes, if you recall a few years ago in Fantastic Four, they rescinded that as a joke that Gorgon and Karnak or Qui-Gon or whatever the fuck their names are, played on Ben Grimm.
Oh, I totally missed that one. Totally missed it. So he swallows one of the damn things. So he goes teleporting around trying to find other animals to go, swallow other gems.
Which seems like a bad plan in theory. So we've got the Thor frog from Simonson's run.
Yeah, we get a little backstory origin with him, which the art for really irritated me because it was just so whoa. It was way too simple for my taste. But it tickles me to no end that there's a frog running around in Thor's classic uniform.
It was one of the great Simonson and Thor moments, but
Oh,
I
shit,
hadn't
yeah.
missed it either.
I dug it. I got copies. I'm going to get him to sign it maybe next year at New York.
There you go.
Yeah, so we go through his backstory. Blah, 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 blah.
Who else? What's the rest of the
They
Pet
got-
Avenger team?
Lockheed, who I've always been a fan for. I never liked the idea that he would turn evil for a while, but it's fucking X-Men, so everybody does their turn at turning evil for a while.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no way around that. Fucking X-Men. So there's Lockheed, and then Redbeak,
Oh,
Red Wing
the
from
Falcon's
Falcon.
Hawk. Yep.
and a random cat who was hanging out with Mrs. What's her face? What the hell was it? What was it?
I did not know where
Miss
the cat came from.
Lion?
Who?
Aunt May's little puppy, who was actually male. So
But where did the cat come from?
they were just running around the alleys, and they started talking to this cat. It calls himself Hairball. Or Niels. So, you know, he wants to eat Red Wing, which would probably be a bad prospect of attempting.
Hawk versus cat on Deadliest Warrior.
It's a great show. We're going to watch another one of those soon. The cat with speedballs.
Speedball?
Speedball.
Oh, good. I hate it more now. Thank God, because I can't get enough Speedball references.
But Lockheed, I've always liked Lockheed. He's always, come to the rescue. He's been always pretty good at getting things done. And I forgive him his evil period.
I loathe this book. It's not badly done. The art is decent enough. I did not have the problem with the frog storyline that you did. I simply don't feel there's any need for Pet Avengers any more than Super Turtle and Beppo the Monkey from DC combining
Beppo.
with Streaky the Cat.
Come
flying
on,
overhead.
Ace the Bat Hound. Come
No.
on. It's very Silver Agey in that respect.
Yeah, but in a non-Silver Agey style. Like, if they were going for a Silver Age retro story with the pets of fucking heroes, I'd still hate it, but it would have a slightly more intriguing air to it. But bringing Infinity Gem... Ugh, God.
Yeah, they could have thought up another plot point than fucking Infinity Gems. But, no, I'll bet it takes a turn for the better in issue 2.
I'm just waiting to see what the villain they're going to fight is.
With our luck, it'll be Thanos.
Yes. Or Dilby, Dr. Doom's sidekick. From
His
late
lab
70s,
assistant from
early 80s,
university.
you know.
So then we go over to Daredevil Noir, Liar's Poker, Part 2. So, the mysterious Eliza is running around with Foggy, and it's all very dark, and Daredevil is almost the only color in it. And I don't think they could make these noirs a continuing thing, but they might have a shot at like a bi-monthly anthology rather than a bunch of standalone minis.
I enjoyed the Spider-Man one. I thought it was an intriguing... it's an Elseworlds, basically.
Right.
And this one is more of a noir feel in terms of like the mystery dark aspect.
Right.
But I'm not enjoying the Daredevil as much as I did the Spider-Man.
Well, Daredevil always has such basic stories. There really was no point in putting this in the 30s. This could be, published in the regular book today, just not as dark.
Yeah, it's just a retelling, basically.
Yeah. So, enjoyable, but not exactly noteworthy. Trade in the half-off box. On we go to another one you weren't digging, but I'm still reasonably fascinated by. There's only one left, so I'm going to keep going with Storming Paradise. I like my war books.
I have no problem with war books. I just think that...
I like my Butch Geist, too.
Butch Geist is a solid artist. I don't think that we need alternative history all that often. I read Guns of the South. I'm willing to stop there.
But somewhere along the line, there's always a fatal flaw in a whole lot of standalone stories that aren't really that connected to anything else. And quite often that fatal flaw is the introduction of a kid. And they did that here with the wannabe samurai kid who thinks he's gonna, win back the island all by himself with a bunch of peasants from his village. Pitchforks aren't going to go up against a fucking M50 cal.
You know what my major problem with this book is? Close it for a second. I don't want you looking. Name a character.
Exactly. I don't need to name him while it's there. While it's closed, that is. Actually, yeah, are there any names in here? There's a couple of the doctors. They mention Goebbels, but he's not really a character. He's not really a character, so he doesn't really count. And I really don't ever need to see dead babies anywhere, ever, at all. So, fuck that.
Dead babies are not much fun.
And I really don't... As much as I love the game StarCraft, and I just started replaying it.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. And I love the hell out of that game. And the game has a great storyline in it. I could not follow a goddamn thing that was happening in this preview.
Imagine how I felt when I was not playing StarCraft.
Now, granted, it's a cover and 1, 2, 3 whole pages. But that, 3 pages as a preview should be enough to go grab.
Or, in this case, not grab.
I do not give a toxic fart what you can or can't currently interface with up there in your puking bubble. See, that kind of dialogue just gives me absolutely nothing to play with. In your puking bubble. What the fuck does that mean?
I believe it means you puked in a bubble.
Or it's a bubble you are intended to puke in. However, who cares about bubbles and puking? That's not an insult.
Alcoholics and soap scum?
Alright, you know what, kids? We're going to take a pause and do something and try to regroup from that last incredibly unworthwhile sentence.
Who else cares about bubbles? Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't have a lot to work with here.
Be right back. we're back. We've wandered around a little bit, got some fresh air, if you can understand euphemisms. We're going to do 3 more.
He means nicotine, kids.
We're going to do a trade, and then we got a special treat, which is probably not going to be nearly as entertaining to the duck as me, because as tickled as he can get with silly, nothing little things, there are certain... You know what? I'm going to end this sentence right here, because I can see you bubbling away, waiting to get a dig in.
That's unfortunately a valid call on your part.
All right, new Vertigo title. I really don't know if this is an ongoing or a mini, but I'm thinking from the subject matter it's a mini. The Unwritten. You think J.K. Rowling's going to have something to say about this?
Or Twilight writer, or...
or anyone that's written a fantasy book in the last couple of years?
No, obviously there's a Harry Potter reference in the character arc. I found this book interesting, however, all it really did was remind me of the storyline from Hellblazer a few years ago. Quite a few years ago now. Where John Constantine finds that he's friends with a fictional character who'd escaped from books.
Which one was that?
And then... Oh, God. Jehoshaphat O'Flynn or something.
Jehoshaphat O'Flynn.
And
Is
then,
he a buddy of Daffy Duck's?
Well, not in the book, but Winnie the Pooh did make an appearance. But the other fictional characters come out and pull him back into the books.
Oh. I might have to read that one. Do you have it?
Oh, probably somewhere.
Right. So, he finds out eventually that he always knew he was the inspiration, but he's never been sure if he was really old Tommy Wandwaver or whatever the fuck the guy's name was. And the Voldemort analog there is kind of at first, because he definitely looks like somebody you'd see at a con. Because I've been to cons, and you'll get there one day, really. I've been to cons, and I swear to God, I have seen the guy walking around in a trench coat holding a bat from a stick on a string.
Sweet.
I've seen things like that. It's incredibly weird.
No,
That's why I will never go to a con in costume. Ever.
Oh, you need to.
Oh, I totally don't.
You could be D-Man.
I will never be fucking D-Man. Fuck you and the horse you rode in on. D-Man. Okay, the first person to write in and remind us who D-Man is.
We'll know what the tech Jedi looks like and will receive.
I do not look like D-Man. Bastard. Help us get rid of this book, would you? Just one fucking email. Tell us to bite it. We don't care. Tell us to bite it. Give us your address. Get the goddamn book.
Please, be insulting.
We won't even... You know what? We won't even sign it so that you can resell it, okay? Well, we'll sign it on little sticky notes, okay? How about that? You can take them off.
Send us a question, a topic, something you'd like us to discuss or read. He'll spend money.
I will. I'm totally...
I won't.
I'm irredeemable on this kind of thing.
Unjuggable.
I've been juggled.
What was his name?
Yeah.
No, I do think that this is a book that would be interesting later on down the line. It was, however, very much a first issue book.
Oh, yeah.
Strange things happen that are not entirely understandable and don't get cleared up. Buy number 2, fucker. See if we tell you more.
And then the Voldemort analog. Maybe this is the real analog, and maybe it's the guy in costume again. But he goes apeshit. He's got a couple of pipe bombs made, and he's gonna kill old boy. And then the art on the last page with that Voldemort analog gets awfully poor. That middle panel. Ugh, what is that?
Ditko?
No, that ain't Ditko. Fuck that.
He seems to be going for a simpler style.
Well, I don't mind simple. Simple and clean is something I'm a huge fan of. But that
Who
right
drew
there, this is a guy. Where's the fucking indicia here? Peter Gross. Well, actually, it's not named who does what. It's Mike Carey and Peter Gross. The assumption being that Carey's writing it.
Well, Carey was the guy who wrote Lucifer back in the day, so I'm going to assume that he's still writing.
Ah, gotcha. There you go. That's why I keep you around.
Because I know random shit. Peter Gross sounds familiar, but I don't recall from what.
But I'm ready to give this another go.
No, it was definitely intriguing.
But I
It'd
got
just be nice to buy
I
the
can't
first
have
issue.
another panel like that.
It'd be very nice to buy the first issue of something and actually understand it.
Yes.
Except
Yes.
for, like, NFL SuperPro.
Okay. Do you always got to bring up NFL SuperPro whenever we talk about fucking comics?
Yes.
You're obsessed. I think you got one signed under your bed. That's what
I would
think.
if I could. If I knew who created it and I could find one, I would have it signed. I would have that friggin' graded and framed.
You'd send it off to CGC?
Absolutely. I have a mint copy of NFL SuperPro #1. Was there a #2?
Oh yeah, I think it got all. It might have gone as far as a dozen.
Oh, that's appalling.
Ain't it?
Oh. Yeah, write in if you have NFL SuperPro #1.
We would love to know all about it and what keeps you keeping it.
I might buy it.
I might kick in just so I can say I have a nuthatch of a friend who would actually buy NFL SuperPro. Do you know there's this guy Bill? He's got NFL SuperPro.
It's a classic. It's right up there with Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew.
You know what? At least Captain Carrot and the Zoo Crew was absurdist enough to laugh at.
I laughed
NFL
at NFL
SuperPro was just bad enough to laugh at.
It was better than Kickers Incorporated.
Kickers Incorporated, if I had a copy of that now, I would wipe my ass with it. I wouldn't even wait till I was out of regular toilet paper. If I saw that, you know, when we go back to Kurt's in Connecticut, it's Kurt's. If I go
Now
back
at
to
a new location.
85 Schoolhouse Road, Brantford, Connecticut.
There will be new sales throughout the summer.
All summer long, baby. So, yeah, if I can find that in that 10 for $1 box, I will wipe my ass with it.
Yay. I'm so thrilled to hear that.
I'll bag it so you can see it.
I will punch you in the head with a car. Moving on.
A decent little one-shot that didn't blow me away and I didn't really see the necessity of, but Sergeant Fury and His Howling Commandos by Jesse Alexander, Jean-Paul Leon, John Workman, who has been an established letter for decades upon decades.
John Paul Leon said some stuff before. I'm familiar with him as an artist.
I can't really say it was a rollicking war story.
Here's my issue with this. And as you know, I'm a huge Sergeant Fury fan. Going back years upon years. But there was no point to this story that I could find. And
Yeah, it was just a story. It was just something they did. Just a mission.
Let's have a, Sergeant Fury, Nick Fury is in comics right now. Let's have a Howling Commandos one-shot.
Why not? Because, I'll bet there's enough people running around that don't know enough about Fury's backstory. I mean, here's a bit of trivia for you.
Yeah, what you got?
What keeps Nick Fury active and ass-kicking at his age?
Oh, God, it was some sort of pill he took when he first joined S.H.I.E.L.D.
Now, I was under the incorrect belief that it was actually the one remaining sample of the super soldier serum.
No.
No, it wasn't.
No.
But I found out a little bit ago, just last week, what it was called.
What's that?
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know?
I'm sure that it's floating around in there somewhere, rattling away.
It's one of the more creative names I've ever heard in comics.
Oh, that's not helpful. Better than Turner D. Century?
There's your obscure reference number 5.
We've gone from Kickers Incorporated to Turner D. Century.
You didn't think we could do it, did you? Now, the Infinity Formula.
And now Fury has taken it, and Dugan has taken some. It was. I remember that early on, but
And I wonder why they don't have Pinky Pinkerton running around anymore. Yeah, with a name like that.
you answered your own question. You know, Pinky Pinkerton was not an original member of the.
No, when did he show up?
In the first 10, he took place of a guy named Junior who died.
Oh, okay. See, and I thought I was decent on my comic history. You got me. But it was nice to see that there's a tradition of the for God's sake. The Black Widow. That's what I'm going to say.
Ah, okay.
So apparently there have been several Black Widows, as opposed to just the two I was certain of. Natasha and...
The other one.
Yes.
Okay.
Natalia?
Natasha and Natalia? Really?
Maybe.
Dear God.
Somebody tell us who the hell the other one is. So this one's Anya, and she kicks ass just like Black Widow should. But
Sleeps with an American hero, just
like
Black
she
Widow
should.
seems to do.
I was doing fine with this until they jumped off the car and used the parasol as a parachute.
And not once, but multiple times, going from tank to tank.
Yeah, that kind of... I was like, okay.
But that's very classical. I mean, that bumbershoot, which, by the way, is an umbrella, was something that they used for those kind of things. You know, back when Darling Dick Ayers and Groovy Gary Frederick were working on it.
Dick Ayers. Oh, that's funny. That's something you expect to see in a Dick Sprang book, really.
Yeah. But no, it had a nice retro feel to it. I just didn't see a reason to buy the book.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw a reason to buy it. I'm not necessarily seeing a reason to ever read it again. But, you know, I mean, it's got good colors.
Leon is an intriguing artist. The writing wasn't terrible. It just, I thought it was going to lead somewhere or something.
But the thing is, it all boiled down to yet another giant Nazi robot.
Well, you can't have enough.
You can have too many, however. I mean, how many... Think about this. Off the top of my head, I can do 3, without even trying to think, 3 giant Nazi robots. This one, because I didn't have to think. Castle Wolfenstein loves giant Nazi robots. And I've totally lost the third one now.
Oh, good. Well done. And then you've got... well, I mean, Nazis are easy. Indiana Jones figured that out. Take Nazis out and the plot goes shit.
I did like the little Cap reference at the end,
I mean,
though.
Hellboy fought Nazis. Savage Dragon fought Hitler and a monkey.
Hitler and a monkey.
Yeah.
All right.
Hitler's brain grafted on Brain Ape, I think.
Brain Ape. All right, the Infinity Formula no longer seems an uncreative name.
I could be wrong on the Brain Ape, but it was an ape with a bubble with a brain in it on the top of his head that was actually Hitler's brain.
Right, so pointless. Green Lantern Corps 36. Nice little backstory for Saranic, or Saranic. See,
Can't
you need a
pronounce any of these
fucking
names.
pronunciation key here, man.
Yeah,
I'm telling
I
you,
don't
there
really
should be a
care if I'm getting them
podcast
wrong.
where it's nothing but creators getting interviewed, it's just little bitty snips. How the fuck do you pronounce this character's name?
I can't think of anything I'd listen to less.
But it would be great reference material.
Fair enough.
But Sinestro just keeps impressing me more and more.
Great villain.
Love it. I'm not real sure he needed to put a tattoo on her face, though.
That was a tad odd.
Yeah, and what did he do it with that it kept her asleep? Did the ring keep her asleep?
I think the problem is that just he comes from a race of people that don't wash their face. It's just ink.
And now there's some irate, Sinestro fan out there who's going to remind us one day that it's this family crest, which ain't really much of a fucking crest, you know?
Well, it's definitely a crest. I mean, that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah. He sits there, he tries to mentor her a little bit, and she goes crazy and looks like a zombie. Gleason, every time I think Gleason's doing a great job, he gives me this face that I just can't deal with. Why does Saranic look like a fucking zombie there?
Because you see zombies in everything.
I do not see zombies in everything.
No, I
see him in the
think
woods.
he's a solid artist. I like the storyline. I'm waiting for Darkest Night. I think that there's a lot going on, but it is a tad confusing.
And this is, 5 issues we've gone through now, and it's still confusing.
And it still hasn't even started.
Yeah. So.
This is right up there with Nightfall, where you're like, it's coming.
Eventually. One day. No, really.
Buy this one too. It'll tell you more that's not actually happening yet.
But there is a mostly naked blue chick, and you know my thoughts on blue chicks.
Is this another I fuck dead people thing?
No, it's not. I do not fuck dead people.
Okay.
I will not fuck dead people.
Just check it. What are your thoughts on blue chicks?
It's
exactly?
one very, very simple sentence that, comes out from the whole Star Wars universe.
Right.
And the
There's a blue
the
chick in Star
Twi'leks.
Wars? Oh, okay.
Blue chicks are hot.
You heard it here first.
Green
folks.
chicks are almost as good, but blue is the preferred.
So you would take a blue chick over a green chick?
Well, yeah.
Okay. You've actually thought this through.
Not really, no. Because there are no fucking blue chicks or green chicks.
I've seen women that look green before.
Yeah, but usually after their first cigarette.
Or if they drink with me. But yeah, I mean...
Oh, green around the gills, that's a whole nother story, man. We're ready for the next one here.
Yeah, I do think this whole Arisa Sundet Yacht storyline is intriguing. I would like to see the actual Green Lantern make an appearance.
Well, I mean, this is core.
Oh, this one is core. Okay.
This is core. So, yeah, it's gonna be... I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck the ion power is. I read it just last week. I looked it up. I was like, you know what? I don't know what the fucking ion is. I mean, I know what an ion is in the real world.
Comic, yes,
but,
I figured.
Yeah, because you just couldn't handle the idea that I didn't know what an ion was.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened to the Green Lantern squirrel.
Oh, yeah. He got taken over in Sinestro Corps War.
Oh, yeah? Which one is he?
No, he either got killed in Sinestro Corps War, or he got seduced by the Red Lanterns.
So he's really angry?
Yes.
Green Lantern squirrel?
I want to see... You know what? They're never going to do it. And if you think for half a moment on this same tack, you'll get where I'm going.
Rocket Raccoon?
No. Although he's active in Marvel right now in the Cosmic line.
There's a Cosmic line?
Yeah.
What?
Well, the sci-fi, like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is back?
Yeah.
Why?
Got me. Don't know. But a lot of people like it.
And Rocket Raccoon is in it?
Yes. But huge Green Lantern event.
Right.
Where's Gnort?
Well, I mean, it's only about Green Lanterns. Nort is the single worst Green Lantern.
It may get to a point where they have to call him in. He occasionally, if accidentally, did a good job in JLI.
I do remember the man-eating penguins.
Which he triumphed over. Now, we're almost done. We're going to finish this up real soon. I was intrigued by this. I got it. I've been thinking about getting one of these for a while now, but the moving sale at Kurt's in Connecticut, it's Kurt's. 85 School Ground Road, Brantford.
Ask for Kurt. That's because it's his shop.
Yes. He may answer to Cabo as well. But the point being, limited hardcover edition of Buffy the Vampire, Season 8, Volume 1, The Long Way Home. Could that be a longer fucking title?
I'm sure they could have found a way, but I appreciate them not finding it.
I was totally confused because I never did finish watching, Season 6 or 7, and almost certainly not 5 either. But apparently now they have a Slayer core because something absolutely huge is going on. And I would be lying if I said the idea that a 30-foot Michelle Trachtenberg was not interesting to me.
You're gross.
Yes, well. Come on, let's have it. I know you're dying to get into this.
This was not my idea of a good time. I did watch the show early on. I think I saw the first 2 to 3 seasons all the way through, or most of the way through. And Joss Whedon, of course, is a very fun writer. I was impressed that the book did not... How do I put this? It didn't pander to its non-audience. It went right into a brand new season.
Yes.
It was assumed that you knew everything that happened before. There were no hints. And since I'm falling back on season 3, really would have liked a fucking hint or two. Because I didn't have a goddamn clue what was happening in this book.
Yeah, I barely know who Amy was. I did, but just it took some effort to remember. So, no.
I just felt that this was a book that only catered to fans, and on one level that's great, but on another level, why should I buy it? It wasn't a great comic book. The art, they were all passable versions of the characters on television as I remembered them, but there wasn't a lot of the characters as I knew them.
Right. Because you had 4 seasons of arcing and development that you missed.
One of them was missing an eye. Another
I don't know why Xander has no eye.
I'm sure it makes sense on some level, but without the background. So while I did not overly enjoy it, I can't entirely fault it either because I think it's kind of cool that somebody wrote something based on a property without dumbing it down.
Right. That was appreciated.
But since I'm not the fan to who be buying a hardcover special edition of a book that I don't read, then I can't speak on it.
But it's kind of creepy with this little fairy here.
Yeah,
although I do like
sense.
I do like the idea of a fairy saying this is fucked up.
Even if you take the storyline development out of it, I didn't understand most of this book anyway.
Well, I mean, you got a couple of opposing forces here, and you got a rather large group of Slayers, and we all know there's Slayers upon backup Slayers upon backup Slayers.
Team Slayer.
When they thought Buffy was dead, it was a coma or whatever the fuck she was in. It's TV, so it was probably a coma. And they activated the Faith Slayer.
Right. Well, I think
the
ever
magnificent Eliza Dushku. Yeah, how many backups do you really need?
I think this is something else that happened. For there to be this many Slayers, there had to be a slightly different... I don't think she died 500 times. Although, to be fair, I didn't see it.
Yeah, the Slayer
Maybe she died in every
war.
episode.
Well, she got damn close in most episodes. So, again, if I can find the next one in the 50% off trades box, I'll be happy to get it. I'm never going to need to pay full price for a hardcover on it, though.
Well, you're going to need to watch the rest of the series, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the house, so one day I'll break down and finish it up. This thing doesn't even actually have a price on it.
Let me see.
I mean, all the normal places it would have a price are just not there. Wonder if it had a dust jacket that was now missing. But based on most hardcovers, this was probably 18 to 22. I mean, it's only got 5 issues in it.
It doesn't even have an ISBN number.
Yeah. Alright, so last thing, give me the hardcover back.
Gladly. All right. What
Need
is
a
this
pen.
special treat?
Well, we have a little bit of a silly treat. And for the parent or two that is ever listening to this, you can probably, have your kid tell these at conventions for money.
What? What are you doing?
Jokes based on Swamp Thing.
Oh, dear Christ. You made these up?
No, these are not mine. These are not mine. I spend a lot of time on Wired.com because they have a lot of geeky things. Hey, geek.
Yeah.
So, occasionally... Actually, well, no, the other thing is... Actually, neither of these are from Wired. I'm such an idiot.
Edit that.
1 hour 48 seconds. Now, these come from Mike Sterling, a link off of Mike Sterling's Progressive Ruin, which is a very funny comic book blog by a guy who runs a shop somewhere in the Midwest, I think. And every day he's got some twacked out thing, usually from the Silver Age, that he just, 2-3 panels, no context, and he just totally makes fun of it. And it's brilliantly funny. ProgressiveRuin.com. It's great. So, one of his buddies over at sharkfinhat.blogspot.com.
I need a shark fin hat.
No, you don't. These jokes, most of them would be pretty good for kids, because they're at about that level. So,
Kids that know a lot about Swamp Thing.
well, kids with parents who like Swamp Thing.
Ah,
Why does Swamp Thing never have any free time?
I have no idea.
Because he's always swamped.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Swamp Thing was sick recently, but he's fine now. He looked a little green earlier. I used to not like Swamp Thing, but he grew on me. There's this mini-series coming out about Swamp Thing's ancestors. I'll give you exactly one guess what it's called. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Come, Clarice, answer the question.
You're a tool?
Roots.
Oh, dear God. Oh.
Man, Swamp Thing was so unpopular in high school, he was a real square root. Swamp Thing wasn't terribly athletic, but he still made the baseball team. His position? Pitcher's mound. Which doesn't even make any fucking sense, but that's why we're talking about it. Okay, here's a gross one for you. I didn't actually read most of these.
Great.
I saw a list of Swamp Thing jokes and I just printed it and said, we're doing that tonight. Swamp Thing's favorite sexual act? Tossing the salad. Don't just pinch your nose. Say something funny.
This is the death of funny, this list.
Swamp Thing hates going shopping during the holidays. He can never find a place to bark.
Bark?
Bark.
B-A-R-K?
B-A-R-K.
S-U-C-K.
Swamp Thing was held back a year in grade school. He was only at a second grade weeding level.
Weeding. Oh, my dear Jesus.
You love puns.
When I make them, when other people make them, they're horrifying.
Swamp Thing is very accomplished in his career. He's a captain of the industry, all right.
Industry?
Yes. Swamp Thing had a kind of embarrassing incident as a teenager. His parents caught him weed whacking.
Oh, dear God.
It's probably the only decent one in the batch. Swamp Thing's tough to be in a relationship for sure. His last girlfriend capped off their final argument with this kiss-off line. Yeah, just go ahead and do what you do best. Leave.
I can actually feel mold forming on my brain.
Swamp Thing wanted to watch the whole movie, but he really had to pee. P-E-A. You're thinking about putting a 22 in your mouth right about now, aren't you?
If I had one, it would be all over. I don't mean that, kids. That's not cool. Anyway.
Couple more. Swamp Thing's teenage years were awkward for him. He'd go through these massive growth spurts. Dogs kept shitting on him.
Oh, Jesus.
Swamp Thing is a loyal friend. He always sticks by your side. Swamp Thing had to go to the doctor the other day. He had a growth on his Venus. Swamp Thing is busy this weekend. His plant and uncle are in town.
Plant and uncle.
Yes. Now we're going to take a diversion from the comic-y geeky and go into the realm of the other geeky.
Well, anything
One
has to be better than that list.
One of my favorite webcomic sites, as you well know, is userfriendly.org.
Yep.
Because being a tech support master, I can relate to most of what they say. It's a webcomic, so it fits in with the whole comic theme, but it's incredibly geeky on other levels, as we are about to do a geek crossword number 11, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
We're doing a crossword.
We're doing a crossword puzzle live. So, one across.
Uh-huh.
Epithet for Tim... I fucked it up already. Epithet for the Enchanter. Name of the Enchanter, Come
Well,
on.
it's Tim.
Yes, it's Tim. So, where's one across? Tim. Sir Lancelot's servant.
Oh, Jesus. Pass.
Concord. 5 across, yes, Concord. Concord. 7 across. Evil and naughty sister to Dingo. Come on.
Baby?
No.
8 My?
No.
Pass.
Give me some. Zoot.
Zoot, that's right.
And you can look, I don't have this filled out. There's no answer key.
Oh, no, I firmly believe that you can do this off the drop of your hat.
Do what to she who weighs as a duck?
I have no...
Burn her anyway!
It actually says burn her anyway?
No, just burn.
Burn. Ah.
Sir Lancelot's third answer.
Blue?
Yes.
Great. Of all the things I remember...
What is your name? You've never set eyes on.
I didn't hear a word of that.
You've ever set eyes on.
Do you ever set eyes on?
You've ever set eyes on.
No idea.
A vicious and foul-tempered rodent. Foul-tempered rodent.
Oh, dear God.
All this will be yours.
Huge tracts of land.
There we go. Now we're talking. His minstrels were eaten.
Who is Sir Robin?
Yes, very good. Nightly verbal weapon.
Nightly verbal weapon?
Verbal. Nice. Tick-tock, tick-tock.
How many letters? Give me something here.
2.
What?
2 letters.
Nightly verbal weapon?
Verbal.
At?
No. Although that's close.
2?
Closer.
Ta?
Me!
Knee. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Peasant finds it lovely.
Some, filth.
There's some lovely filth down here. This is right out.
4.
5.
5.
Roger. Not anal sex.
Oh, excuse me?
Roger.
Dodger?
No. The Shrubber. Roger the Shrubber. French reason for refusing quest.
I haven't a clue.
We've already got one, you see?
Dear God. How many times have you seen this film?
You don't want to know. Who lobbed the scimitar?
Who loved this? Belvedere?
No.
Who?
Moistened Bint.
Oh, dear.
Sorry in response from Sir Lancelot.
My bad?
No. You've killed the best man! Castle Foundation.
2 other castles?
Swamp. Although that's very good. Tropical fruit.
Coconut.
There we go. Where the monster might be.
In the cave?
Yes. Holy hand grenades home.
Antioch.
There we go. He'll do you up, mate.
That'd be the man-eating rabbit?
Yeah, but it'll do you a blank, mate. I think it's either sight or turn. I'm not real sure.
That turn sounds more familiar.
He'll do you a turn, mate. That sounds good. Now, this other one, 12 across, I gotta find it.
12 across?
It's Monty Python's. If I could find 12. This is why I don't do crossword puzzles, everyone. You know, we're just gonna say Holy Grail. Or Flying Circus. Either one. Flip a coin. Holy hand grenade throwing method.
Lob?
There you go. Tree cutting replacement tool.
Axe?
No.
Sword?
No.
Sir Robin?
No. Last one. Come on, make it good.
Chicken nugget?
No. Although it could be used as food.
I have no idea.
You must cut down the greatest tree in the forest with
A spatula.
a herring!
That's right. I knew it was totally pointless.
And so was that entire exercise.
I apologize. in
I don't.
a profuse manner.
Because anything that gives him a pause, I'm happy to bring out.
My hatred for you knows no bounds.
There's got to be one somewhere.
I'll look.
Well, so you think we're done?
I think I'm done.
I think I'm totally done. So, come visit us. Go back to the beginning of the episode to find out how. We got 1,500 downloads, you know.
That's more than 7, folks.
Yes, it's totally more than 7.
Good night, everybody.